Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Reactions have been pouring in ever since Jimmy USO made his stunning WWE return at Bad Blood 2024, where he reunited with Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman is the latest in line to share his excitement over the shocking development. Jimmy had been speculated to make his return over the last few weeks after being kicked out of the bloodline by Solo Sikoa following WrestleMania XL. The 39-year-old star finally showed up during the main event of Bad Blood 2024, which saw Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes pitted against Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in a tag team match. Jimmy took out Tama Tonga and Tongaloa at the ringside, thus allowing the original tribal chief to hit Solo with a brutal spear for the victory. Following this, Jimmy and Reigns hugged it out in the ring, thus establishing their union once again. Paul Heyman, who had been closely associated with Roman Reigns and Jimmy USO since the early days of the bloodline, has now reacted to the reunion. The WWE Hall of Famer took to his Instagram stories to share the clip of the major angle. The Rock also made his WWE return at Bad Blood 2024. Fans were already elated to see Jimmy USO back after nearly 6 months when WWE surprised the viewers with another shocking return. During the closing moments of Bad Blood 2024, when Roman Reigns, Jimmy, and Cody Rhodes had taken out the bloodline, The Rock's music hit, leaving the Atlanta crowd stunned. Though the final boss did not walk into the ring to confront his cousins, the stare-down was enough to raise expectations for the future. The Rock's intentions are not clear as of now, and only time will tell what WWE has in store for fans. The possibility of the Great One aligning with Solo Sikoa's bloodline is an interesting one, as it could pit the former against Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, with whom he has been rumored to have dream showdowns down the line. The night had been filled with electric anticipation as WWE Bad Blood 2024 took center stage. The atmosphere in the arena was thick with tension, as every fan in attendance knew something major was about to unfold. It was the main event, Roman Reigns, still reigning as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, defending his title against a yet-to-be-named opponent. However, the match wasn't the only thing on everyone's mind. The ongoing drama within the bloodline had consumed the WWE Universe for months, and tonight, it was rumored that some long-awaited resolutions would take place. Backstage, Paul Heyman paced nervously, his face betraying his usual calm, calculating demeanor. For years, Heyman had orchestrated every move behind Roman Reigns' dominance as the tribal chief, ensuring that the bloodline stayed intact. But recently, things had spiraled out of his control. JUSO had left the family, choosing to carve out his own path after endless manipulation. Solo Sikoa's loyalty remained ambiguous, and Jimmy USO, well, Jimmy had been an enigma ever since turning on Roman Reigns only to show signs of regret. The cracks in the bloodline were visible to all, and Heyman knew that tonight could either be a disaster or the moment they sealed their fate as a united front once again. As Roman Reigns made his way to the ring, the roar of the crowd was deafening. He moved with the same confidence and aura that had made him an unstoppable force for over 3 years. The tribal chief raised his head, championship over his shoulder, as his theme music thundered through the arena. But even Roman seemed to carry an extra edge of unease, his eyes flickering toward the entrance ramp every few seconds, as if anticipating something. The bell rang, and his opponent, a surprise return in the form of AJ Styles, wasted no time. Styles had always been a dangerous challenger, his speed and technical prowess the perfect counterbalance to Reigns' raw power. The two traded blows, each countering the other's moves with precision, but something was missing from Roman's usual dominant presence. There was no bloodline flanking him, no Jimmy, no Jay, no Solo. He was, for the first time in a long while, seemingly alone in the ring. Backstage, Heyman's anxiety only grew. He had kept Roman's inner circle in check for years, but now it felt like the walls were closing in. As the match raged on, Heyman's phone buzzed. A message appeared on the screen, short, cryptic, and terrifyingly uncertain, *, it's happening. *. Before Heyman could process the meaning, the crowd erupted in a frenzy. The cameras cut to the stage, where none other than Jimmy Uso stood, his expression unreadable. The fans were torn, unsure whether to cheer or boo. Jimmy's history with Roman Reigns was one of betrayal, reconciliation, and betrayal again. His intentions tonight were anyone's guess. Jimmy slowly made his way down the ramp, his eyes locked on his cousin in the ring. Roman and AJ Styles had both paused, distracted by the unexpected arrival. Roman's eyes narrowed in suspicion, but he didn't break his stance, keeping one eye on Styles and the other on his cousin. Heyman's heart raced as he stood at the monitor backstage. "This isn't what we talked about, this isn't how it was supposed to go," he muttered under his breath. Heyman had spent weeks trying to broker peace within the family, desperate to bring Jimmy back into the fold without triggering another war. But Jimmy was unpredictable, and right now, Heyman had no idea whether Jimmy had come to help Roman or to finish tearing the family apart. Jimmy climbed into the ring, standing between Roman and AJ Styles. For a moment, the entire arena held its breath. The tension was unbearable. Jimmy turned his gaze toward AJ, and then, like a bolt of lightning, he struck, delivering a vicious superkick to AJ Styles. The crowd exploded into a mix of shock and cheers as Jimmy stood over the fallen AJ, before turning to face Roman. Roman's face slowly morphed into a smirk, a twisted sense of satisfaction creeping across his features. He stepped forward and embraced Jimmy, pulling him into a tight hug. The tribal chief raised Jimmy's hand in the air, a signal that the bloodline had reformed, stronger, more dangerous, and more united than ever. Backstage, Paul Heyman let out a breath he didn't realize he had been holding. He placed his hand over his mouth, trying to contain the wave of relief washing over him. But even in his relief, Heyman knew better than to trust the moment fully. Jimmy's return had been unexpected, but whether it was genuine loyalty or a strategic move, only time would tell. As the match resumed, Roman capitalized on Jimmy's interference, hitting AJ Styles with a devastating spear. The referee counted to 3, and the arena erupted as Roman Reigns was declared the winner, still the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Roman raised the title high above his head, with Jimmy standing by his side, a sight that many thought they would never see again. The cameras cut backstage, and Paul Heyman was seen hurriedly walking toward Roman's locker room. He needed answers, and he needed them fast. When he entered, Roman was already there, the championship draped over his shoulder, and Jimmy leaning casually against the wall. "Wise man," Roman greeted, his voice dripping with authority. "What did I tell you? The bloodline always finds a way." Heyman nodded, swallowing hard. "Of course, my tribal chief. But, Jimmy, what's the play here?" He turned toward Jimmy, his eyes searching for any hidden motives. Jimmy shrugged, his expression indifferent. "I'm here, aren't I?" Heyman bit his lip. He had been around long enough to know that this wasn't the end of the story. Jimmy's loyalty was still in question, and while tonight had ended with the bloodline intact, there was always another storm brewing just beyond the horizon. Roman smirked, sensing Heyman's unease. "Relax, Paul. Jimmy knows where his loyalty lies." Heyman nodded slowly, but his mind was already racing ahead, trying to piece together what this meant for the bloodline's future. For tonight, they were united, but in the world of WWE, alliances could shift in the blink of an eye. Paul Heyman's job was far from over, and he knew that keeping the bloodline together would require more manipulation, more strategy, and more sacrifices than ever before. As Roman and Jimmy exited the room, leaving Heyman behind, the wise man couldn't shake the feeling that, despite their reunion, a deeper conflict was still simmering beneath the surface, one that could explode at any moment.